Hello and welcome back. I'm here in my trailer studio in England. You can hear that it's raining outside. I'm Laurentio. I'm an audio engineer. I studied music production, sound engineering, mastering in London, and I am sharing with you what I learned and what I know about. In Ableton Live, I loaded few tracks. I selected a few here. I will not disclose the names of the artists. And I have here a curve analyzer. It consists in one instance that it's sending a tone, and another that it's receiving that tone and analyze the changes, and it draws the shape of the EQ curve, what it's applied to any signal. And then we will play with the real sound, but first we will see exactly what this plugin that I want to talk about is doing. And before showing what it's the plugin all about, it's all this tutorial, it's about how you can master just with a single plugin electronic music without the need to send to Lander and some crazy, I don't know what, magic solutions. You can do it yourself, and you need just a plugin. In this case there are many more, but this one, it's a kind of complete one, and it's enough for you to make a nice post-processing in the end before sending to a mastering house to get even more, or to a label, or to master some of your mixes, or YouTube videos if you have music, or whatever you want. But first, it's very important to know what you are doing, to understand some basics, and this is the Magic plugin. It's based on a real device made by Abbey Road Studios. User manual is not that long, few pages, a little bit about history, about what it's doing. It's made by Waves. How to approach, you will discover if you want to do more and to read about. I will tell you some basic things that I know about, and we will listen a little bit in context with some music. This is mostly for electronic music producers and less about drums and things that you are hearing all the time, all drums and vocals and hit records. Music, it's about other styles of music as well. I know it's the most popular, but now we are focusing about electronic music, and part of this music that people don't know about much, and they think that EDM, it's David Guetta and some very popular artists, but there are a lot more, and the more deeper you go into the underground, the more magic it gets, because in underground things are discovered final records are made and played, and everything going up to the most popular. It's about file sharing and promoting and shouting loud and radio promotions, and everybody knows some tracks even without searching them. But in underground and with final records and DJ that still spin records, you have to discover the music, to attend to these events, to understand a little bit what it's all about, and you will discover the magic in the Wonderland. You will be like Alice in Wonderland, getting into a hall and discovering a different world. So I will start with the EQ. So this EQ curve, if I enable controls or everything I move here, it will reflect here the EQ curve that it's applied. So I will move something like a little bit of boost here, and we will see here in the upper, this part it's about, here it's the input, the tone, the limiter and filter, and now we are playing with the tone, the EQ pretty much. And if we move this one, we see the curve that it's applied. It's like a little bit of boost in very highs for air, for medium highs, mid lows, and lows. So before using any EQ, you might want to know exactly what it's doing, and here we can see how it's boosting the lows, how it's adding some mids in a certain position, and from this side controls we can select the band and we can see it moving. Again, with the highs we can go lower and higher. We can see different curves applied. You can subtract as well. This will be almost like a Pultec EQ. It's too extreme, something like this, and the highs. Something like this would be the Pultec in big lines. I will reset this. All these sections has to be as well enabled, and you can see also details. If you click on this controls, you get a full panel with left and right, mid side, where you can control the stereo part and the mono part and combine together. And this plugin in itself, it's very complicated, if I can say that. It's enough to be subject of study for some time to master it. So you get a single plugin and you will have a lot of options here. This is the side of the filter where you can boost some presence. And also, like bonus, it's a meter. And you can see the input and the reduction. What's the signal entering and what is the signal outputting the plugin, and also the reduction in case of the limiter, most probably. It will detect automatically the plugin that it's opened, and it will reflect what is going on. You can see this pulses that the EQ curve signal is sending to the analyzer. This is optional. Let's see what the manual is saying about the input section, which is the first part. Here it's represented to be a stereo, so what you are moving, it's for both channels. Mid side you have to open this part and to adjust. You can see the lettering M from mono or mid, stereo for side, and I think duo, it's a dual mono. Let's see the manual. So here it's explained. And everything in mastering, it's about little adjustment and mostly about hearing what you are doing. You don't have to watch anything, you just listen. This is the whole idea. And the whole idea in mastering, which AI cannot do, or whatever the software, to apply critical listening and to use your ears. AI and algorithms don't have ears, and music, it's about people. It's made by the people for the people, and it's about excitement, and you can decide if you want the sound to be more bright, more crunchy, you want more bass, and if you leave everything that I'm describing now into the hands of some kind of algorithm, it will level with everything like just bad decision. I don't know who started, but if you want to achieve what lenders are doing, it's just basic controls. Just a little bit of brightness, a little bit of widening, and that's all what he's doing. Maybe limiting, which is maybe is not even required, because now the streaming platforms and a lot of other software like online listening places are already limiting and leveling the sound, and everything it's all in one here. It's enough, and you can rely on knowledge of these people from Abbey Road Studios, which for I don't know what, for 100 years or something like this, they work with music. Many plugins from Waves are based on in collaboration with these people, and there are some replicas of these devices that are unique to their studios. Doesn't have to be, it's not about their studio, but they know what they are doing with the sound. So we have these magic things that is now on our computer, and just basic that you need, you have everything here. You cannot use any recipes and things. There are techniques and things that you can apply or not, but you need to understand what you are doing. Most of the time, mastering chain will be an EQ to cut unwanted frequencies. Here it's set to that the filter is cutting unwanted frequencies, and it's the last section, but you can move it. Mostly, first of all, you cut, then compress, then you limit, and before limiter, if it's required, you put an EQ to boost some things. But most of the time it's about cutting. Before limiting, you can add as well mid-side processing, but usually in the end, before the limiter, you put a compressor, and sometimes even after limiter, but mostly before the limiter, you put another EQ to cut the very lows and the very highs for avoiding aliasing, which is frequencies over audible range, which sometimes go back to the audible range with artifacts, and this is just a processing in digital domain. Mastering as well, it's about deciding where this music will be listened, if it's a radio, nightclub, internet, earbuds or whatever, and deciding overall to translate on all this medium. But if mostly like we are talking about now for nightclubs or DJs that are playing your music or released for DJs, and DJs are buying the tracks like Beatport or other places, you want to make a master for to sound good in a nightclub. In other videos I will go more into depth about mastering for vinyl, probably also ideas how to check the compatibility, the mono part, the mid side, but there are a lot of aspects. That's why I will suggest, if you want to go into very deep in terms of mastering, you have to spend some time to learn, or if you want to focus on the music production and everything, just do the music and then hand to like a mastering engineer, somebody you know or trust, and be in contact with this person and build a relationship, and he will tell you based on what you did in your production stage, if it's too much compression, if it's too much bass, what you can do, and you will learn in time together with this person if you are serious about your craft, and he will know you, you will know him, and you can decide for a specific sound. He can save like a kind of recipe for you, and he will understand you better if you talk with him, and he will know what to expect, what you want, what worked, what you liked, and you will spend your time better, even if it's something that you will pay this person. If you build a relationship for a long period of time, you will be able to charge you less, or you make like a deal, like I don't know, 10 tracks in a year or something like this for a certain amount, and he will rely on work. It will be happy, you will be happy, and all these crazy things about mastering and online tutorials how to master, they will, most of the time, they will not teach you much. There are some professionals, but most of them are into hit records. They just talk about gear that you don't have, plugins that you don't have. Sometimes, like I have analog gear that you can process, and you, as a music producer, you don't have access to $5,000 or pounds or whatever, euros compressor or limiter, or not limiter, like a EQ, something nice. And for sure you will shape like the sound will be more with a certain character, and maybe it will be enough to get you out of the crowd. If you rely on mastering services online, it's just a bad idea. I mean, tens of reasons why you should not send it to a place like that. What that online service can do, you can do it as well, just with basic things. You don't even need this kind of plugins, like specialized plugins. You can use a built-in plugin. So let's play a little bit with sound as well, because it's a lot of talking now. Maybe first move a few more controls and to see what's going on in the analyzer. Here pretty much it's about boosting. Filter, it's about filtering the sound. This is a high pass, 110. These are the hertz frequencies. The presence, you can see it's a boost in a certain part of the sound, and you can change also the position if you want to make the voices or some elements like drums or hi-hats or more present. You can use this kind of controls, but seeing now with this analyzer, you can see exactly where is the control that is doing that. So if you want to use it for a long term, this kind of plugins, you kind of need a little bit of practicing with them to see what is doing with your sound, maybe to save some presets and move from there. But this I love this analyzer that much that it's absolutely incredible that we can see what he's doing. Some things like compression and character probably we will not see, but sometimes we can see like a wobbly shape. Level pretty much. We can see also left and right channel with slightly different color. Okay, let's reset this one. And I have some music, and we will play with a mastering chain and EQ. For this I need to disable the curves. I have already mapped a button which will disable in the same time both instances, and we have now just the plug in and play now. So this will be the input. How much? Maybe the bridge, we can see the input level. Usually if you want to process hardly, you will need a little bit of headroom, so we will start to -4. The phase, you can check. Stereo, you want stereo. Here the balance, left and right will be 0. And the bands, which one you want to be enabled. We will start with, I think the track needs a little bit of highs. We can see and hear. You can hear you move a lot, but you hear the sound very natural. So it's enough. You heard many times that it's enough 1-2 dB, so here you just move freely without the fear. Let's put it here to be a little bit more right. Let's try a little bit of bass. Shape, this is very large. This will be more like targeted to a specific frequency. In this case I want a little bit of kick. And we are already on the limiter side. Let's enable this. Usually you want the limiting to be like a maximum 3 dB. So I'm sure the track it's almost there, but I want just to move a little bit to catch the peaks. exactly what is doing the filters. But we can see also on the output that it's still room for some gain, so we will push a little bit again. So this will be the sine chain, which it's a little bit more advanced, and you don't have to use it now. We will leave it how it is. I want just a little bit of limiting, and most probably, like on other compressors, the more you push in, the more level you get, so we will push in instead of boosting the output. So the more you push, the more limiting will get and more distorted, but also more loud. That is an extreme thing. Let's set the output level to minus 0.03 to see if it's taking the value. Probably it's a value that you can leave like that to minimize the peaks, the inter-sample peaks. Check the mono compatibility, left, right, just the mono or just the sides. Let's continue. This is the stereo information, this is the mono information, like this one. Let's try a little bit of presence on this side. You can hear what it's doing, and you can change the frequencies from here. So if I want that snare to be more present, or more mid, some middle side boost with lower mids. I will press mid side and work only on the stereo side and make a big boost here and move the frequency and listen. You can see the atmosphere coming out. Yeah, here somewhere that atmosphere. We can hear also the frequencies boosted. I want a little bit of atmosphere, so will be this part. And pretty much this is it. And how clear is the low end. Save this as a preset and apply on other music or let's see how it looks into the EQ. This we applied some bass, some high frequencies, more air. We cut it in the mid quite a lot. We can go there and adjust if you want, just visually if you are sure, but was sounding nice. The mastering can be done in many ways, and the track is quite deep. And it can work like this very well. So this is for now a magic, I would say, replica of a very famous mastering console chain. From Abbey Road. This video is not sponsored, it's just something that I wanted to show you, which can be helpful for some people to master their own tracks. You can read more about how it's doing and search these terms more in details, but avoid recipes of YouTube videos where it show you like magic plugins. Usually they sponsor those plugins and they want to sell them. They present like a coupon code or something like that, or some people just do some things, but you have to understand what you are doing to make a master, and if you understand what you are doing, any tool can be helpful. Any EQ, any limiter, pretty much, if you know what it's doing, you can replicate what this plugin can do most of the time with little or more details, because there are some relationship sometimes in analog gear. If you cut something or boost, sometimes it cuts in the same way, or it's a specific shape of the EQ, like we see here in this part. But if you see this shape, you can target a regular EQ to do the same curve pretty much, and can be also pretty much the same. So that's all for now. I hope you learned something, and I will try to do some more with other details and other explanations. I'm Laurențiu. I'm an audio engineer. I studied music production, sound engineering, mastering in London, and I am sharing with you what I learned and what I know about.